Okay, so I want to do a quick video on the 5 most important people that you need to know to achieve your best whilst at uni, right? So often, like we're told, you need to do independent learning. University is not like school or college. You're going to be by yourself. And for most part, that's pretty much you're going to be having to kind of go through independent learning. If you miss a lecture, if you miss a class, no one's going to call you up. No one's going to say, "Where were you?" It is completely down to you how much you choose to engage with the learning. And so what that means is often people think that university is just this individual pursuit, like you're just doing it by yourself and you've got the classroom stuff and then everything else is outside of that. But actually, the truth is, having worked with like hundreds of students that have gone on to get 2 1s and firsts, very, very rarely, not at all, have I seen a student actually achieve their best whilst just going solo. So the thing is, you need to understand that as you go into university, there's going to be some key people that you're going to need to be somewhat interdependent on. And what I mean by interdependent is that you're going to need to give them some information at times, and they're going to need to give you some information at times in order for you to do your best. And what I want to do is just quickly share who those people are and what information you need to get from them. So if you have got pen, pad, or just take a note on your phone or whatnot, do take that note, take down some notes now. First, and the most key person is going to be your degree program leader. This can also be known as a degree course leader or degree program administrator or manager, but normally it's the person that is responsible for your entire degree, right? So this is normally like a principal or senior lecturer who has put together the units and the modules and kind of piece together what your entire degree should look like in order that by the time you finish it, you should be kind of fully competent in that area of knowledge, skills, and expertise, right? Now, they are really important to know. And it's so interesting that most students don't know who their course leader is or program leader is until kind of final year, unless they're doing like a really small course. But this person is key. And I'll tell you why. They if you can imagine that they administer your degree, so they know some of the key things, and what you want to be able to ask them or know from them are the following. So you want to know what modules can you choose or units can you choose along your degree program. So at some point you may be given options, the choice to do optional modules and kind of go through the degree pathway. That's going to be the person that you to notify and let them know. They are responsible for your credit. I've said it in another video, but each degree, normally you have to pass 120 credits, and they calculate your credits as you progress. So they can at any one point in time tell you if you're on track or not on track to actually progress to the next year. They are also the person that can help you organize your study abroad year or placement year, if that's something that you're going to be doing or taking. And most importantly, if you come into any adverse circumstances, so unexpected bereavements, you fall ill yourself, there's any challenges that just arise out of nowhere, this is the first person that you need to tell, because they are in the position to actually be able to inform all the other kind of module leaders, lecturers, and start to help you fill out forms in order, whatever's needed at the time, whether that's taking a break or, make sure that you can get all the information needed whilst you can't come in for whatever reason. So they are really key. Problem is, if you're on a big course, there's normally one, maybe two of them. And so it can be quite sparse in terms of the contact that you have with them. So it's really important just at the beginning, just off what I've just told you, to ask them a few questions. Or have some questions or email templates ready. And if it doesn't come up in your handbook, so you'll have a degree handbook that tells you all the information, get their contact details, know their email address, know their phone number, and just have some questions in the background in case they don't share it. So, how do I choose my module courses? How do I know if I'm on track with the right amount of credit? What do I need to do to organize my placement or year abroad? Normally and usually, all that information comes up at the induction. But in case you don't know, just get their email address, get their number, and that will be important to know. Number two, the next thing to know is going to be called your Now, in some degree courses, that could be a personal tutor that you work with one on one. Others, it could be like a tutor that you work with in a group. Some universities, they have a year tutor, so someone that's responsible for everyone on your degree program in a specific year, whether that's first year, second year, or final year. Either which way, this person is your kind of regular go-to or more frequent go-to, regardless if it's an academic issue or if it's a personal issue, right? So they offer pastoral care, which basically means if things are happening outside of uni, they can best guide you as to what to do about it, like where to go to get help in kind of the main central university, or who to go to, who to speak with. So they're really good to have on side. And again, you should know who your personal tutor is or year tutor. If you have appointed like meetings where they say, hey, book a meeting or drop-ins, make sure you go to at least 3 in a year. I find that at the beginning of the year, middle of the year, and the end of the year are really important points to touch base with your personal or year tutor, just to see how you're doing and making sure that you're on track. The next person is your module leader. Now, you will have, depending on the degree course, you'll have different modules. In some universities, they're called units. And each unit or module has some who leads it. Basically, they are, again, a senior or principal lecturer. But they often work with a teaching team and other tutors to deliver the program to all the students. Now, what you need to take note of is whoever's on your core modules. So in every degree program, you have core modules. These are modules that you must pass in order to progress to the next year, right? So sometimes with optional modules, you don't have to pass them to progress. But definitely core modules you have to pass, because that's like the key or the foundational knowledge that's expected of you in your degree. So they're really important to know because number one, they would have seen many students before. They know what's expected on the degree program. They know more in generally like the core material of what you need to know. So they are the people that will create content on the module. They'll set the assessment. They'll manage the marking process. They would ensure there's like a moderation of marks, so ensure everyone gets marked fairly. And they'll respond to all module related queries. So if you've got a question about the module, whether it's how it's run, any information, deadline dates, anything like that, if it's not already up, that's the person that you'll be reaching out to. The next you want that's module leader. The next person that you would want is a type of person, and that is someone from student support services. Now, student services normally is broken up into 3 main categories. You've got academic support, right? So that's academic skills. They can help you with like essay writing, report writing, stuff like that. You've got a mental health or well-being team, and they can help with like extenuating circumstances if you're feeling particularly anxious or depressed, or in a state where you don't feel like you can actually bring your full self to your studies. And then you've got student finance and support if you're having difficulty with financial issues. I would say, because obviously it might be a bit overwhelming to have everyone's contact details, I would say try and get them like the main student services and the main numbers of these places a contact with. I would definitely say academically, you would want to go to at least one academic skills workshop, because it helps you understand the style for your particular degree program, the kind of academic skills style. So every degree program has its own style of academic skills. And so it's really important that you check in with them and see what that looks like, whether it's essay writing. I know sometimes they even show you past students' work, so you can get a flavor of what presentation might look like or entail. So definitely go to at least a workshop that they're holding. So that's student support. And then very lastly, I would say it's really important to make sure you have some other students in your corner. The fifth and most important student person type. The fifth and most important person type is other students. But this is a bit interesting because I think when I say that, I'm not saying other students as in your friends. I'm talking about other students you typically don't know, but are on your course, and you can see are have the same kind of goals and ambitions to wanting to do. Typically, it'll be good to have, I would say, 2 to 3 people that you know in your class that you didn't know before, who can make it very easy to form groups if there's any group works or assignments. Like, you don't want to be seen as begging for. Equally, if you can just strike up a conversation, whatever, make it happen. In one of my other videos, I talk about creating a study support group. You can do that on Zoom, Google Meets, and just do it like once every 2 weeks. And that's a really good way to get everyone just in one place and then knowing people, and it's not kind of good. So just say, look, we'll meet up for an hour every 2 weeks on this module and try and go through understanding what's needed, to get. So that's a really good way to get the right people. But also, you want to also be thinking about students in years above you. So that's really crucial. And I know sometimes people got siblings and friends that have come into the university that I know. Really, really, really important to know someone that's in an year that can kind of give you the understanding of like how the degree program's going to be, if things are going to get harder, what things you need to really double down on because of the modules that are being. So that's really, really important. So I hope that do watch back on this video, go through. I've got a list of who's who. I'll put it in the middle, and just make sure you got the right contact numbers and details. And once you've got that, you kind of self up for success in the long run. Look, I'm wishing you all the best on your degree. I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye-bye.